Wait. So some of those sentences are considered proposition, but some not even close. But what's proposition anyway? So let's break it slowly without breaking your brains. Welcome to Math Logic Proposition Edition. Did you get the lesson earlier about proposition? Gosh, it's kind of hurting my brain. Wait, our teacher said about proposition in math, right? But I forgot what it means. But I thought proposition only happens when someone is about to get married, right?
No, not that kind of proposition. You know, in math, proposition is just a fancy way of saying sentence that's clearly true or false. But it cannot be both true or false.
So, what does it mean?
For example, 2 plus 2 is equals to 4. That is proposition.
So, based from that example, how can you say that's a proposition?
It's because 2 plus 2 indeed equals to 4. So, that's basically true. And if I say 2 plus 2 is equals to 5, it's obviously it's false.
Oh, okay. Now I get it. How about the statement, go eat your veggies? I think since Jessica stated that a proposition means that the statement has a truth value or can be easily identified as true or false, then that statement is clearly not a proposition. Why is that?
Because that is not a declarative statement, meaning there's no truth value in that statement.
Okay, so we can't identify that if it's true or is it false?
Yes.
Have you guys heard of it, that not all types of sentences are propositions?
Yeah, I heard of it too, but I'm confused.
So what does it mean? I heard of it too, and I learned it the hard way.
Can you explain it to us?
Sure. So let's start one by one. Since proposition is expressed with the help of sentences, there are types of sentences that are not proposition at all.
Why is that?
Can you please continue explaining, Janiela? Yes. So sentences may be declarative, interrogative, and imperative. But only declarative types of sentences are propositions, and the rest of them are not.
Really? How so?
For example, snakes are poisonous. Given this example, we can say that it is true. It is based on the facts that snakes really is poisonous.
Can I give an example, and would you please tell me if it's a proposition or not?
Sure, go ahead.
So for example, I told my brother to wash the dishes. Is that still a proposition?
I stated earlier that not all sentences are propositions, right? Therefore, that example you stated is not a proposition. It is a command or what we call imperative sentence.
Imperative sentence? How so?
Imperative sentence is a type of sentence that is used to express commands. Just like the example you stated, telling your brother to wash the dishes.
How about if I say, how old are you? Is that a proposition?
No, that's not a proposition at all. That's an interrogative sentence. But the answer to that question can be true or false.
So if I answered that question, the answer can be a proposition?
Yes, you're right, Rose. The answer can be a proposition or a declarative statement, since we can easily identify if it is true or false.
Thank you, Janiela!
You're very welcome.
I don't think that what is proposition is.
Did I hear it right? Like you're stressed about proposition? Well, I'm here. I can help you with that.
Really?
Yes. So, a proposition is a declarative sentence that has a truth value or can be easily identified as true or false.
Can you give me an example?
Absolutely. Examples can help you understand what proposition really is. Since I already defined what proposition is, I'm gonna give you an example and you guess it if it's a proposition or not.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so the first one is 5 added by 5 is equals to 10. Is it a proposition or not?
That's basically a proposition.
How can you say that's a proposition?
Because that equation can be determined if it's true or false. 5 added by 5 is 10, which is true.
Excellent. Now, another example is, will it rain today? That statement, is it a proposition or not?
That's not a proposition.
Can you explain why it's not a proposition?
That's an interrogative sentence. It can be identified as true or false, since it expressed through asking questions.
Wow, you're good at this. So, for the last example, the statement, the weather today is so hot. Can you identify if that's a proposition or not?
That's not a proposition. That's an exclamatory sentence.
How so?
Because that statement expresses what you feel.
You're doing amazing, Ellen. You're a fast learner.
Thank you for those example, Krishna. I learned what proposition is and what is not.
You're welcome, Ellen. And that's a wrap on proposition in math. Always remember, if a sentence is either a true or false or nothing in between, it is a proposition. But if it's expressed through asking questions, commands or requests, or just expressing feelings, sorry, it's not invited to the proposition party. So the next time you encounter someone saying something weird, think of it. Is it a proposition or just a bad joke? Thank you for watching. If you learned something new, give this video a thumbs up and go tell someone that 2 plus 2 equals 4 is a true proposition. See you next time, Logic Legends!